first snow that fall did not come until the day before Christmas. When Bridget woke up that morning and looked out at the street through the curtains, everything gleamed white. The porch was white. The roof of the factory was white. The wind had plastered wet snow against the red brick wall so that it was mottled red and white. An old woman trudging past had white flakes on her black bonnet. Some feather-like downy flakes floated in the doorway. They were like little Christmas angels, thought Bridget. She hurried away from the window to dress, for her room was cold and damp. Her clothes were thin and patched many times, but her slim body had hardened against the cold. Mother had left for work long before, and Bridget found some bread already buttered and a mug of milk left out on the table for her. She folded her hands for grace and then ate quietly. Today she did not have to go sell Christmas papers. Yesterday the bookstore sold out of Sunday school supplies and settled all the accounts. After breakfast, Bridget admired her 20 bright, 1-mark coins. They were the first real money she ever earned, and with them, she could buy her mother a real Christmas present. She wrapped the money carefully in a piece of paper and thrust her treasure into her pocket, then threw her mother's gray shawl over her shoulders and hurried outside. There the snow pushed into the cracks of her ragged shoes and pinched her toes. Her foot slipped in the gateway, and the little hiker tumbled into the snow, but everything still seemed quite joyful. Christmas, Christmas, I'm going to buy Christmas for Mother, like we had when Daddy was alive. I will buy Christmas. In her excitement, Bridget ran right into a gentleman's arms. Hey, miss, where are you going in such a hurry? He laughed. To buy Christmas. Do you need me to carry it for you? I don't think so. Well, take this anyway, smiled the stranger, and he placed 5 more shiny coins into her hand. The girl now walked more carefully, but her tender thoughts rang more strongly in her ears. I'll buy Christmas. I'll buy Christmas for my own mother. The store was crowded, but a salesgirl who knew Bridget noticed her. What can I do for you? I'm going to buy Christmas for Mother. A whole new Christmas right now? Entirely. Customers laughed, and the salespeople behind the counter laughed. The old storekeeper emerged from his office with a smile to see who would buy Christmas. He whispered in the ear of the salesgirl, who patted Bridget on the cheek and said, Come back in a couple hours to get it. How much will it cost? Inquired the child shyly and a bit embarrassed. We shall see. Will this be enough? Bridget showed her money. I'm sure it will, assured the clerk. The big clock outside the jeweler's store showed 8 o'clock, and her mother wouldn't get home until 1 o'clock. Bridget decided to look around and watch the people in the holiday rush until 11, and then hurry home from the market with her Christmas gift. She stopped to gaze at the toy store window, where a whole electric train circled the track and little elves danced and wiggled about. She glanced at the giant fir tree decorated with Christmas lights near the church wall. She saw a Santa with his bushy beard and long knapsack, and she saw his elves scurrying briskly and nimbly in and out among the crowd. She was suddenly startled to hear the big clock striking 12 o'clock. She reached her hand into her pocket to feel for her Christmas money. It wasn't there, only a hole in the bottom. Bridget's heart seemed to stop. She stood pale and shivering by the big market square, seeing the tatters and patches as she turned her pocket inside out. Then she tried to recall all the streets she had walked on. She set out through all the human bustle to retrace her steps. In some places, she went back and forth several times. People going the opposite direction bumped into her, and she slipped on her freezing toes. Twice she fell into the gutter. The white snow had been trampled into a dirty slush where the bright coins might have been covered up. People thinned out onto the streets, and the bulbs in the advertising lights turned on. Little Bridget continued her search. Her feet hurt. The jeweler's clock already showed 4 o'clock. Oh, dear Jesus, let me find my money, she sighed, as she sat on the jeweler's steps to rest. Downy white flakes floated in the air, and Bridget glanced at them wearily. The littlest Christmas angels, she remembered, and then she fell asleep. Father, look, a little girl is sleeping on the snowy step. You know, I'm sure she attends the bookstore ladies' Sunday school, exclaimed a lady passing by. Very likely, answered the man. She must be awakened, or else she will freeze. You waken her, daughter, and put that doll into her lap. I don't think she has a lot of Christmas joy. Oh, Father, you are so kind. I didn't think so either. Bridget awakened as someone brushed the snow from her forehead. Where am I? She stammered. You fell asleep here on the jeweler's steps. And what is this pretty thing on my lap? It's the Christmas angel's gift for a nice Sunday school girl. But Mother didn't get Christmas, Bridget sobbed. No? Why not? Bridget sadly related her tale of the day. Father and daughter looked at each other. He said to Bridget, The stores are already closed, but come with us. We live near you. And so Bridget soon was sitting in a big, warm kitchen, surrounded by tens of delicious aromas. In her lap were a long silk dress, a lovely doll, and a big package which held her mother's Christmas gift, a bright woolen coat. Her feet had been rubbed with liniment, and now they were in nice, almost new shoes and socks. Then she found her bright Christmas coins in her worn-out, dirty old socks, where they had fallen through the hole in her pocket. Don't say a word about what you found, or they will take back your gifts, whispered the evil tormentor. Don't lie to one another, reminded her conscience, from one of her memory verses from Sunday school. And then the girl, tears and laughter mixing on her face, revealed her rediscovered treasure. The cooks burst into laughter, the kindly uncle laughed, the nice lady laughed, and the fat chief cook held his belly and laughed. A big St. Bernard dog yawned happily. I think you have brought the true Christmas joy into this house, said the uncle. May God give you Christmas joy, Bridget answered earnestly. But now that I have found my money again, I must go to the housewares stores to buy my gift for Mother. I'll go with you, rejoined the kind lady, smiling. I want to see just how one buys her mother a completely new Christmas. Bridget's mother and the housewares store sales lady met them on the street. They showed concern, and then there seemed no end to the embraces and apologizing. Finally, Bridget asked timidly, Can I still go to the store and buy that Christmas? Christmas is already at your home, dear child. That will be payment enough, so you just keep your coins, said the sales lady. You brought Christmas joy to our store. At home later, 2 candles burned on the table. A yellow Christmas pudding steamed in a big pot. All kinds of breads and at least 1 kilo of butter were in a basket. Sausage and herring were set out in a big bowl of red-cheeked apples. The fragrant, sweet smell of coffee filled the room. In the midst of it all sat a beautiful lady doll, a gift from the Christmas angel, and Mother had a brand new, bright red coat. When Bridget once again told the events of that day before Christmas, her mother cried, lifted her child onto her lap, and sobbed. The Heavenly Father gave Christmas to us orphans, since I didn't have the chance to buy it for you, Bridget told her. Mother cried and laughed too, so the bowl of Christmas pudding bounced on the table. Christmas joy had been away for 2 years and now had come once more.